Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a channeler, and I'm coming on for a Daily Dose of Hope Day 128. I was doing this video over at directly onto the YouTube Live, but I froze for some reason. I don't know if my computer's too hot or if, yeah, I triggered something. I'm not sure, but I'm just trying over here and seeing if it works. Um, Welcome to day 128. A daily dose of hope is just that. It is a dose of hope in these crazy times where the energies are starting to increase and things are starting to get more and more wacky. And as they get wacky, at times it can knock you one way or the other. You kind of can get polarized, or you can get into anger or fear, or all of these different things. So the daily dose of hope is just to kind of get you back on your path of walking through these times with your head held high, in peace and in love, understanding everything that's going around, but not getting fazed by it. So I believe for me, that's what the Daily Dose of Hope is about. And a Daily Dose of Hope. Oh, hey, Anne Marie. Yay. I'm back. So Daily Dose of Hope is just that. And it has three parts. The first is a bit of a talk, and then the second is a channeling, and then the last part is a pocket of peace, which is a guided meditation. All right. So, and hey, Anne Marie and Michael, thanks for joining in again. Sorry about the frozenness. Um, so yeah. So just to recap, what happened in the previous video that was cut off was, I was just talking about the thymus, which is the gland that exists in our hearts, and that when we're born, our thymus is larger than our heart, but then our heart grows and the thymus doesn't grow, so it remains a certain size. But the thymus really, if you look at it, I mean, if you use a bit of imagination, it doesn't look exactly like this, but it looks like a heart. It looks like a heart that we draw. You know, if you ask a kid to draw a heart, they'll draw this, and but it's kind of upside down. Um, I just thought that was really neat. And our heart, the thymus, right, is something that we use to transmute energies. That's how we look at things with love, right? And yeah, so it's part of the. I think it's part of. I would say it's part of the transmuting team of organs and glands, right? So the thymus, and then also the kidneys, so the adrenals, and all of these things. They work in harmony together. So that I just wanted to talk about that. And then the next thing I was talking about, hey Laura, is about the idea was about um, advice, giving advice to young people. So if someone comes up to you and asks for your advice, how do you live in this world? What do you do, right? And so for me, up until recently, the only advice I could give was just to grin and bear it, right? You just tough it out. In Japanese, the word is gaman suru. Just you know, you know there's nothing you can do about it. Just kind of tough it out. Life is hard, life is tough, life is difficult, and that's just the way it is. So you just have to go through it, and you get these emotions, whatever, you just push them away, just go through, right? And that's how I was taught. That's what I did for the longest time. It's just like, well, this is what life is. You just got to deal with it. And but so again, I'm approaching the big Hawaii 5-0 next week. And so and just recently, in the past maybe 4 or 5 years, I finally realized that, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to. I want to follow my heart. I want to do what makes me happy. And so following my heart would be the advice I would give. I would say, don't grin and bear it. Don't do that. Just follow your heart. If something feels wrong for you, don't do it. Don't find yourself like doing something wrong for years and years and years, and later looking back and saying, oh, I should have followed my heart. Follow it now, follow it now, follow it now. Always follow your heart. Follow your heart, follow your heart. And it's hard to do. It's not an easy thing to do, because it goes against what our society tells us to do, and it looks wrong. Our movies, our media, everyone, everything tells us no, 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 no. You have to follow these pathways. Even for me, for example, at my age, approaching the Hawaii 5-0, there's certain things that you should be doing. You should be like this. You should do this, and you should do this, and you do this. And I'm like, nope, I don't want to do any of it. And so from the world's viewpoint, he's running away from his responsibilities, right? And it's like, okay, so there are many perspectives. There's many ways that you can look at certain things. And that is another thing too, when you follow your heart, is you have to understand that that is how people may look at it. And that's fine. Everyone's got their own dimension that they're living in. And so that's part of, I think, following your heart. So yeah, that was what I was thinking. If I had to give advice, all these kids, they're looking at these dysfunctional older people living these dysfunctional lives, going through their lives. They go to work, they have to wake up really early, they have to work long hours, they're not making enough money, they don't have enough time to relax. They go through these. They have to go through traffic jams that are very stressful, or crowded trains that are very stressful, and then they go into offices or places that they work that are sometimes very toxic, and it's a very toxic environment. And then, so where's the happiness, right? Where is that? And so for a younger person looking up this, well, that's not what I want. I want something. I want to follow my heart. And so I think that would be the advice. Follow your heart. And that may seem to many to be very, what's the word? Irresponsible. And I think that's good. I think what is considered responsible on our world at this moment is a bit askew. I think it's very irresponsible to not look after your heart. It's very irresponsible to not look after your peace, to not look after your love. So in that sense, yeah, I think it's very important. I think that's what I see with this younger generation, though, is that they're not putting up with it. They're like, no, we're not going to deal with that. We're not going to go through that stuff. And yeah, so and there's many ways of looking at this. You might think, like, for example, the hippie generation, right? They were a generation where they're not going to do this. They're not going to go through this stuff. But in many ways, yeah, in many ways, it's not necessarily an outward thing. It's more of an inward thing. So, for example, the hippie kind of thing is people were following, a style of being. Grow your hair out, do this kind of stuff, whatever. But no. It's not about that. It's about you following your own path, and it might look completely different from the person next to you, and that's beautiful and that's wonderful. But it is a complicated thing, because you have to figure out what it is that you want, and not what society wants you to do. Society is all about money. It's all about having enough money, having, this safety and all of these certain things. But, in the end, we're here to have an experience. We're souls having experiences on earth. We came here to, like, do it all, to, like, we didn't come here to just kind of relax and sit back. Oh, now I'm in my retirement, I'm going to relax. So no, we came here to learn, and to follow our hearts, and to have all these experiences. So that's my spiel, and that's what I wanted to say. And I think I went on a little bit too far about that. So, and I'm going to check to make sure that I'm not frozen. And it looks like I'm not frozen. Okay. All right. So, hold on a second. Yep. All right. So I'm gonna do. Okay. So now I'm gonna go into a channeling, and just ask if they have anything to add to this idea. And so here we go. Greeting. We are that one that you know of as Raphael. We are here to bring a message of love, and to bring a message of healing for all of you that are suffering, for all of you that are out there struggling through these times on your planet. First of all, we'd like you to know that you are the most beautiful souls imaginable, and that you are so loved. You are so very much loved, and you are so very much made of love. And what we'd like you to know is that you are are already healed. If you accept it in your heart, you are already healed. And what we'd like to say to all of you today is that you have gone through some very complicated and difficult times and are going through those difficult and complicated times at this moment as well. And what we'd like all of you to remember is that you are so beautiful and you are so wonderful and that you are so able to create everything that you'd like to create. That you have the power to create the world that you'd like to see. And as long as you start to let go of the world that you see at this moment and to open up to the world that you would like to see the world that you see outside, and then to see the world that you would like to see planted over top of it, and to imagine that idea is a part of your creative process that will help you to create the world that you would like to see. There are many things that are happening on this planet that many of you might not want to see, but they are all there because you have created them all in order to see them, in order to understand what is inside of all of you. You see, going through this life, as this being says, when you're going through your life and you place all of these emotions outside of yourself, all of when, as he says, grin and bear it, when you do this, what you do is you project all of those negative emotions outside of you. So that in a sense, it feels as if they are not a part of you and you see them outside of you and you see them projected in your everyday world. There's the poverties, there's the sickness, there's the war, there are dangerous places, there's sadness, there's depression, there's stark raving madness. And all of these things are created by these emotions that you throw away. And you never actually throw away an emotion. You just project it out, but it is still connected to you. So all of these things that you see outside of you, you have created, co-created with all of your brothers and sisters on this planet through this idea of grinning and bearing it, through this idea of just going through your life and pushing away these emotions. What you are doing is you are pushing them into the world so that you see more of them, and so that you have to grin and bear it more and more and more and more until it's completely and utterly unbearable. And that is where you all are at this moment. This is an unsustainable method of living. It cannot last, and that is why it seems as if the world is ending. It is not. What is ending is this way of seeing the world. That is what is ending. This frequency is ending. And so you can see a frequency as a way of thinking, a way of perceiving the world. So the grin and bear it times are over because they are no longer sustainable, and they never were. But they were very important for all of you to grow and to have experiences that you wanted to have on this planet. This grin and bear it philosophy is not negative at all in that sense. It is very conducive to having many different experiences. For example, the traffic jam or the toxic workplace. These were all experiences. Now you might see them as negative experiences, but they are beautiful experiences that you have cultivated so much from. You have gained so much understanding from them about the world and about this lower ends of the third dimension. It is wonderful. You have learned so much, but that time is over. That time is over. That time is over. It is the twilight of that time, and the night will fall, and the new day will dawn on all of you. And this new dawn will be the dawn of you creating your heart's desires, you creating the love that you'd like to see in this world. So, and what that entails is that you taking back all of those emotions and bringing them back into your heart and processing them, looking at them and understanding where they came from, and then giving them to the light. Once they're understood, then they turn back into the light, and then they are not there in the world anymore because you have dealt with all of them. There's no projection of them anymore. Now you are only extending the love that you are, the love that is in your hearts. And that is one of the most powerful things you can do down here. We are that one that you know of as Raphael. Whew. Yeah. All right. Whew. Okay. Raphael's really, really powerful. He's got this kind of real mellow energy, but it's like intense. Oh. All right. So, Emery, you say beautiful advice. I wish I had been taught to follow my heart when I was younger. Me too. Me too. Me too. I wish I was too. I wish I was taught to understand what following your heart looks like, because I thought by following my dream I was following my heart, but it doesn't work that way. It's not about following your dream, it's about following your heart. And there's a difference, because the dream sometimes can be an ego dream. It can be created from the ego, from the society, but following your heart is about following those just gentle nudgings inside, like, maybe I should do this, and maybe, and yeah. It's a very complex thing, and I wish I was taught it well. And I hope the young generation will be taught this now, because that's what we can teach them now, is to follow their hearts, to understand that what the world wants for you isn't necessarily what you may want for yourself, and understanding that the world doesn't know what you want, only you know what you want. So, all right, yeah. These daily doses of hope are interesting, because I never know what's going to happen. I come on with nothing really, and then so it's interesting. I'm glad. Phew. What a relief. All right, so then I'd like to do a pocket of peace for, let's see, for all of us following our true heart's desire. And so I've got my egg shaker to shake up all that stuff that we need to shake up. And let's go into it. And Anne-Marie, you say, yes, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's complicated, isn't it? Hold on. Let me turn the... Okay. All right. So here we go. Yes. Okay. Here we go. My mind kind of goes in many different places all at once. So I'm just going to use this egg shaker, and we're going to, try to connect with our heart's desires, and try to bring that feeling, that emotional state. I'm not sure if I'm describing it right, but that emotional state of connecting with your heart's desires, so that is available to everyone. All around the world. So if we put this in the mass consciousness, people can just feel it, and they'll just understand it. They won't have to hear words. It'll just be like, I feel it. And so let's do that. Let's create it. And Michael, you say, shake us up, moon pillow. It's like, yep. All right, here we go. So I'm going to ask you guys to take a few deep breaths. And when you do, breathe in just love and peace, and exhale all those things that you're holding on to. So here we go. Hold it for a few seconds. Breathe it out. Hold it for a few seconds. Breathe it out. Good. All right. So now I'd like you guys to imagine that you're surrounded by this mist, this gentle mist of unconditional love. It surrounds you, and it caresses you, and it just reminds you that you're made of love, and that you are perfect exactly as you are. It just feels so relaxing, and you feel like you're at home. All those things you're worrying about, you don't worry about them anymore. Nothing to worry about, nothing to regret. You're just perfect exactly as you are. There's nowhere that you have to go, nothing you have to do. You're perfect right now. Just imagine that feeling, and then just expand that out into the space that you're in, to the room or the building or whatever it is. Good. All right. And then I'd like you just to expand that out into the whole world. The whole world is just covered with this feeling of unconditional love, so that everyone around the world is just stopping what they're doing and saying, I don't know what just happened, but I feel really good right now. I feel really good. Like, wow, I haven't felt this good in a long time. I feel like I'm okay. I'm perfect the way I am. I don't have to do all those things. I don't have to say all those things. I don't have to put on those masks. I can just be who I am right now. And I don't have to worry and I don't have to regret. I'm loved. I'm perfect and I'm in love and I'm making love. And I'm here and I'm love. And then I'd like you to add to this today. So add an extra ingredient. And that extra ingredient is this emotion, this connection to your heart's desire. So that all of these people and you and everyone around the world just stops and they're feeling this peace. And also they're feeling this connection with their heart. And they can hear their heart. And just their heart is saying, yeah, this is a beautiful place that you're at. And this is what I want you to do. Your heart is just saying, yeah, you're okay. And you are love. And then your heart is saying, listen to your heart. Listen to what it's telling you. It's telling you your heart's desire. So listen, imagine everyone is just listening to their heart's desire. So I'd like all of you, just listen to your heart right now. What is it telling you? Good. Yeah. And then just imagine everyone around the world is just listening to their heart. They're feeling this place of peace. They don't have to search outside of themselves for anything. They've got everything that they need. And then they're just listening to their heart. And their heart is telling them what they need. And it feels so good. And just imagine everyone around the world just doing this, listening to their heart. All right. Whew. Now, this pocket of peace is for all of you. You can create this pocket of peace yourself, or you can use this one. You can re-listen to this, or you can imagine it again, and you can draw it down. And what we've done, though, by doing this is we put this in the mass consciousness. So this is there. So everyone that's not ready for this, they can draw it down from their guides. They can help to draw this down, and they can listen to their heart's desire. And this will give them the energy, the courage, the strength to look beyond the world and to look inside their hearts. So thank you, everyone, for listening in today. I hope you are all hopeful, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow. Yeah. So, and also for everyone who's in the membership, I will see you guys tonight. See you guys at 8 o'clock Japan Standard Time. Woohoo! If anyone's interested in joining in the membership, the information is below. We have 2 live Q&A channelings a month where we just people bring their questions and I channel them, and then we also have a sound meditation as well. And so yeah, if you're interested, it's below, and I hope you're all hopeful. And ciao for now. See you guys tomorrow if all works well. Ciao.